Hey, okay, welcome back. It is no, where are we now? November what? 4th. November 4th, of course. 2024. And we're in the kickoff of our new month and maybe just a little bit of uh things to talk about, mention before we really get the call firmly underway. Of course, we've all suffered a great loss this past week with the announcement of Dr. Gary Linder's passing. It was a shock and a surprise to all of us. Um, and there's, a lot of great things have been said already on the chat, on the all the chats, the message boards, and we know that he was not only a great individual, human being, and the things that he did to serve his community, his family, but he was a huge contributor to our family, the Nikan family, and he will be missed. We're really glad we had the opportunity to capture him on the brand nights over the last few weeks as he delivered perhaps his best one the night of his passing. So again, just to pay our respects to a man who really dedicated himself to improving his life and the lives of others around him. Um, it's never easy when something like this happens, and it's always puts us into a questionable mind state. But I have happened to have faith and belief that we don't leave until our time. And so for me, I believe he has served and fulfilled his life purpose. And so he leaves us with a legacy and a foundation to build on as we move forward in bringing Niken to the next level. And I don't know if you get that sense about it in your heart, in your mind, but sometimes these things are not only transitions for people, but they're transitions for businesses, for companies. Already, we've had conversations with Sherry and others who are stepping up in order to provide that ongoing brand night that we love and need in order to support our Niken rhythm. So, um, and I'm sure again many more things will come of all of this that we will look back and say he is missed, but his legacy lives on. And so we're just really thankful and grateful for the opportunity to have been able to work with him and be part of a collaborative effort to make Nikan and the world a better place. So with that said, what does it look like to make Nikan and the world a better place? November 4th, 2024. We've been focusing a lot on helping to shift the paradigm in Nikan for those of you who are interested in developing a network, an organization, and benefiting from the fruits of that labor, which is ultimately the biggest prize that there is available to a network marketing business. And as I promised, every month we clear the slate on one of our chats. That chat is a dedicated chat. Today, this month it's called November We Accelerate Team. So that's the chat. Whoops. And the new document that was posted on the Mining for Diamonds, which has the rhythm, has been cleaned up. All the edits have been made. We're all on the same. We have all the same link, etc. So if you haven't seen that document, you want to definitely look at that document. It was posted on, I believe it was Saturday. Um, and the links in it, which says plug in. A lot of people are still texting, and I'm stunned that there's downlines that are texting saying, "How do I get on that call?" It's like, hey guys, clean your ears out. You'll find everything about the rhythm in that document. So be alert to that document, read that document, save that document, share that document. Now that document is an act has active links in it. So if you go into the document, you read, it talks about the rhythm and it says plug in. The word plug in is underscored, it's highlighted because it's an active link. If you click on that link, it will drive you directly to being able to plug into this chat group. So that's what we mean by plugging in, because by plugging into that chat group, you now are actively participating in this month's activity. So as a launch team member, as somebody who is actively recruiting, that's what this chat is for. It's to help those individuals who are actively recruiting in their business, separate and apart from the overall general conversation that takes place in Nikken on all of the other chat groups and events. And I wanted to point, Nancy, I'm glad you're on the call because I'm gonna ask you if you wouldn't mind sharing your little bit of an aha moment today. So let me just, before you do that, let me read something I wrote um, to to articulate or re-articulate in this chat group specifically what exactly uh, are we talking about. And there were some people, we asked people, if you want to stay on the chat group, you need to post your goal on this chat group. Um, if otherwise, we'll clean the chat group. I'll clean the chat group probably after tonight. If you're on the chat group already, the launch chat group, then you need to list, as of tonight's conversation, you need to identify what your goal is for the month of November to remain on that chat. And it has to involve some level of production, of course, volume, recruiting, et cetera, rank advancement. Otherwise, the other chat groups are for you. This chat group is so that we can monitor and interface directly with people who are active in the month of November for for the rhythm of the business and recruiting people into their network. In other words, it's a very poignant way of doing things. And and if you want to be on this chat group, you need to set a goal, which you're going to do tonight, for the month of November if you haven't already. And then you can plug into that chat group. Again, where do you find the link to plug in? It's in the document Mining for Diamonds. So again, the kind of the reason we're doing this is we recognize that not everybody has the same intention or agenda, and we don't want to put everybody in the same basket and have that conversation as a general conversation. We would much rather have dialogue back and forth with people who are participating in the rhythm of the business versus people who are just simply, Nikken's their sideline or hobby or whatever. This is about building the next Nikken, and it's mining. We're on the hunt to mine for the diamonds, and that is really a law of attraction focused intent. It's not a general intent. It's very much focused, and to that effect. And David, I'll give you a second to jump in here. Um, to that effect, I just want to read what I wrote because there were some goals that were written on this chat and they were out of alignment with what we're teaching and what we're talking about. The goal had no connection to the rhythm. And so, what that tells me is that even though you may have seen it or heard it, you still may not really appreciate or understand what we are talking about when we're talking about the rhythm. So, here's what I wrote. It takes 1 week maximum to enroll someone engaged in the process we have outlined. Of course, the process as we've outlined in the rhythm. Either you are waiting, in this case, this individual was talking about enrolling somebody in December, and this is the month of November. So either you're waiting until mid-December to engage that someone, because from that point, you've got a week to recruit them if you're doing this correctly, or you're not really following this process. So it doesn't align with this concept of being in the November chat. So I went on to say, because it got me thinking, so working backwards and accounting for the rule of thirds in the process that we've talked about, Contacting and inviting 3 qualified prospects to consider partnering with you will result in one consultant enrollment. What is a qualified prospect? Someone you have clearly identified who has and acknowledged the need and excuse me, who has acknowledged has a need and aligns with your business offering. So they have a need and they've aligned with your business offering. So you must have a business offering if they've aligned with it, which is part of your invitation process. So that's a qualified prospect. That's the person you engage and in the process with. So the goal sets in motion with prospecting 1 to 3 people a day with the objective of identifying the ones with a genuine desire and need. So until I find somebody who's identified themselves as having a genuine need or desire, I don't have a qualified prospect. I just have a prospect. A qualified prospect is someone who I've identified and they have acknowledged that they actually have a genuine need and desire. Now we have a qualified prospect. Now what? Well, now we have to engage the process with them so that they can evaluate if Nikken is a fit. The silver plan. I've only ever taught one plan. I don't have multiple plans. I know that life doesn't work out that way, that it's always a combination of things. And when you look at the videos that Dave's produced, he'll show you what it sort of actually looks like as it unfolds. But I don't ever start something with a hope and a dream and a prayer. I start with a plan. And it's the ideal plan. I don't go with up any plan. I go with the ideal plan. And then I hope that we get somewhere along the lines of the ideal. And it doesn't always work out that way. Sometimes, though, it does and can actually create results that are amazing. So the ideal plan, the silver plan we talk about is complete a core circle of influence within a month of, so complete the core circle of influence. Do you know what I'm talking about when I say core circle of influence? I'm talking about that logo, that icon that's in all the documents. It shows 5 customers, 3 partners. Who have done what? Well, it's very clear. You've invited these people into a process to discover Nikken and you make a recommendation. Good, better, best is the recommendation when it comes to getting their wellness home started, whether they're starting as a customer or starting as a consultant. It really doesn't matter. You're making a recommendation. And the recommendation is based hopefully on what you yourself have done, because that's how duplication actually happens. You won't have the courage or the confidence to ask somebody to do what you've not done yourself. So let me repeat. The silver plan is to complete a core circle of influence within a month, choosing to duplicate good, better, or best as a wellness home startup expectation for each person you enroll as either a customer or a consultant. This sets the culture of your business up, a must for duplication. So your business has to have a protocol, a culture, your business. We're not talking about Nikken in general. We're not talking about the conversations that are happening on other calls, where anybody can start any which way they want, et cetera, et cetera. We're talking about a business plan, a business objective, and teeing up and setting up duplication. And all I'm telling you is what we've already proven works, because when we got Nikken up to 600 million, it was on this process, this premise that we were doing it. We had a good, better, best offer. We had a protocol that we asked people to follow when they enrolled with us, called it What It Takes. And they just simply followed the outline of what it takes, building their list, getting their products started, and etc. So nothing new under the sun, only we're now re-engaging in that conversation and that protocol so that those of you who are on board with building a network are being given, coached, guided with those structured things that we follow when we're looking to lead others into a system of duplication. There must be some culture for duplication. And finally, the gold plan. There's a silver plan, which you heard. What's the gold plan? The gold plan is really simple. Assist 3 new partners, like the ones on your core circle of influence, to duplicate the silver plan. There's no other plan. Results may vary. So I put that on the chat, and I think that really kind of helped some of you get a visual or a better understanding of what this protocol could look like. And Nancy, you posted something or texted me today in lieu of that. I assume it was because of those text messages. Yes, you're muted.
My Wi-Fi is not connecting on my computer, so I'm on my phone.
Okay,
So I can't see who's here or anything. But
we
no,
see
it was
you.
actually the words that you wrote maybe this morning or yesterday. I read all that you just went over,
Okay,
but it really, reading that, I said, okay, this is so painful to change and make a commitment, but okay, still haven't sent you my goal. But what you wrote next on that thread, and I'm looking at my phone, so I can't go to it. It was on Core Consultants,
okay.
and it's how you started your business. And I mean,
Ah, yes.
I cannot tell you how many times I've heard you say it, but I've never seen it. I am a visual person. So I copied it off and I had it sitting here on my day planner where I do everything. And that was the aha, because I could see your words and use them when I was reaching out to the three people whom I met from the 16th through the 31st of October. I was traveling. I've now been home about 3 days and I'm sick, too not enough good air and sleep. But anyway, so yes, those words started me in the direction I knew I needed to go. And it's like, pull your big girl panties on, Nancy, and let's get with it. Because I've been in 26 years. November 10th will be 26 years. And seeing those words, it did not give me any qualms. And I sent what I wrote to you, and I didn't send the whole thing, but it was just what we are doing. And I can't remember your exact words now. First
I'll
thing.
read them. I'll read them. When I was
Okay.
first introduced to NECANN, I was asked to look at the opportunity to pioneer the introduction of this company and technology into Canada. I was made aware in the introduction that being a network marketing company from Japan, this story could mean a huge income opportunity for those who lead in the promotion of this company and opportunity. For me, when the product performed its magic, I knew it was legit. My product experience was teed up to have two distinct outcomes: validate the product and technology, and validate the opportunity. That's how a network marketing business grows quickly, by teeing up the product as as a means to two possibilities. The outcome would lead to a customer who purchased the product or a distributor who purchased the whole concept and therefore all the products. The product stories is the oxygen that fuels the opportunity fire. Tell the stories every day, give them context as a means to a brighter future. See who is inspired. And so that's what I wrote, and to which you then extracted some of this.
Right. Do you want to read what I wrote? There were
Can you
three
remind me where
people.
did you send it to me?
It was to you in a text.
Okay,
It
so
was on your.
here it is. Okay. So you wrote, your familiar words written out on WhatsApp was a game changer for me so far. I've sent two of the three texted two to three contacts I made while traveling. Da 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 da. Here's the text. Bruce, it was great meeting you. Having the golf cart rides and your company was very nice. The new landing page, which will now be around. I can't even read. The new landing page will now be available around noon on 5th, and you gave your link, which we'll speak about afterwards. The new landing page. There's an oppor- there's approximately there is an approximately 30-minute live event going on tomorrow night, being the 5th at 5 p.m. Pacific. It gives an overview of what we're about. We are pioneering. Here's where the quote
This
comes
is
in.
what you say.
We are
Yes.
pioneering the introduction of this company and technology. With 49 years of doing business, still very few have ever heard of NECANN. It is a huge income opportunity. NECANN has never missed a check to its marketing team like me. I jumped in because of money and wanting my family to be less stressed and healthier. What you hear may not be for you, that's fine, but let me know. I can only assume you couldn't get on if I don't hear from you. I like to follow up, so I'll text you on Wednesday, Nancy. It could be a break from the election, smiley face. To which Bruce wrote, I will most definitely take some time to attend and check out the website. Wonderful. Here's the link, and there's the link. So it was a very direct approach, but you didn't fumble around with, oh, there's this new product and how's your health and ba-da-ba-da-ba-doo. It was just a proper invitation to something that we're doing, and it's going to either appeal or not appeal to somebody who wants to be part of something. So if you've got a quality lead,
Yeah. Well, he works for the HR department at our university. We were at homecoming. I was changing clothes and he said, well, I'm here. Let me take you, because he was doing that on campus. And so we were just talking about what we were doing. And I did end up giving him the finger thing with the power band on his wrist. So he experienced the product. And I said, can you believe how wonderful this would be for all these old people, which is me? It was my 50th anniversary, graduation. Anyway, all these old people out here. And I said, and children and athletes. I'm just, and he was just wowed. And then I got out of the car and went off. Well, he happened to be near the parking lot when we went back. And I never mentioned it, Ken. He never brought it up or anything. But I had told him, I gave him, I think, my business card. And I said, now this link is our website, but it's not good. Just wait until the new one comes out. You can look on it, but just wait. It's amazing. So that is why I was retouching with him. Then when we were having our gala in Long Beach, there was a guy peeking in the door, and I had gone up to the restroom, was coming back, and I paused and talked to him. And he went, man, you guys are having lots of fun. I said, we are. I said, and he said, what is it? What's going on? So I just said, Japanese Health and Prevention Company, 50 years, almost 50 years old. It's amazing, blah, blah. And I said, are you interested in health? And he said, yes. I said, are you interested in making some more money? And he went, yes. So that's the second one I sent it to. The third one is a lady I met at the airport while we were waiting for our rides. And she's of Indian. She's lived in Texas for 25 years. And she lives in the same town our son and daughter-in-law and kids live in, about an hour from us. Anyway, so I sent it to her. I haven't heard from the guy in Long Beach or what's her name? Anyway, but Bruce, I heard from within 2-3 minutes, and I thought, okay, well, Nancy, there are your 3 touches, and there's one very good possibility. So anyway, there you have it.
and there you go. I mean, it wasn't difficult. It was simply a query into someone's level of interest on 2 things you checked in with, and 1 in 3 has responded, which we know statistically that's what it is. And so that's the difference between trying to sell somebody a product or a product line versus trying to invite somebody into a conversation that could lead to a bigger discovery for themselves. And that's really what recruiting is there's got to be a bigger conversation. So thanks for that. We do have a few other touch points tonight. I want to talk about KVB. I want to talk about the new page that's going to be up tomorrow. That is an e-commerce possibility for everybody. That's what the motive behind that is. Dave's been posting a bunch of videos. I haven't had a chance to watch them all, but I know they're good because I know his work. And maybe you want to pick up from, or just rewind the clock and start your conversation tonight.
Okay, thanks, Michael. Nice to be on here again. As you know, we have a big day tomorrow in the United States, probably one of the biggest days in our entire lifetime. So a lot of people are participating in that and thinking about that. So I'm coming from a little bit of a different school. And the only reason why I'm saying that is because I don't have a warm market anymore that I can go talk to and do the dog and pony show that I did back in the 90s, 35 years ago. So I'm confronted with a little bit of a different circumstance and situation. And for the last, since 2018, I've been on a research quest, and I'm now embarking in the social media arena, and I'm actually starting to change my tune. This may sound funny, but the idea of, as you know, I hired a marketing company and I hired a PR company to help me build my brand, Dave Roll. And so my brand, Dave Rolfe, is just like your brand of Paul or Paula or Wes or Maureen or Mike or whatever, representing a company, because what people are really getting involved with is you. It's a relationship business, as we know. And of course, what really is becoming very apparent in today's society, I was on a podcast today as a guest speaker, and the gentleman's name was Dave Meltzer, and he has 680,000 people that watch his podcasts. And I got to talk about Nikken and my business to 680,000 people. Now, why am I saying that? Because again, what we really have to do is we really have to en masse get out there and talk to as many people as we possibly can to get this engine started, because we're having a little bit of a time getting this engine started. And so it's going to take all of us to do an all-out effort as much as we possibly can, and get as many people new to this project as we can, because that's the key and that's the magic. What Michael wrote was very, very important. I remember I was in California. I'd been in Nikken for about a year and a bit, and I went up to Canada. But at that time, while Michael was coming in, I was walking out. Yeah. And this was a funny story because there was a class action lawsuit down in the United States, and there was some controversy and a whole bunch of stuff. And I was laissez-faire about the whole affair. But anyway, and then I sponsored a bunch of people, and I think it was Halifax, and Halifax got knocked out of the box right away, and they couldn't do business. Nova Scotia, and anyway, what was fascinating, what we did to make Canada open was what they did down in the United States to make the United States open, what they did in Mexico, et cetera, et cetera. And but I really think the times are different. And I'm not saying that negatively. I'm saying that realistically, they're different. And what we're doing in social media today is changing so fast because of AI that tomorrow what we do today is obsolete. And it's changing that quickly, and it's affecting so many different areas. And what we've seen in our lifetime is truly amazing. So what I'm trying to do, and what the purpose of tonight's call was this is the day to set your goal, or a couple of days ago, beginning of November, what's the goal, and how are we going to approach that? And again, I was confronted. I want two new distributors, but I want two new distributors that have a real need and want for themselves, which then becomes the challenge, because they're not standing on the street corner and saying, "Hey, I got this challenge. This is what I want to do. I want to join you. I want to become a Nikken distributor, and I want to sell Nikken products, and I want to go sponsor people." So what it's boiling down, what it's really coming down to is who's got the best story, and what story is being listened to by those that are listening to the story. Now, again, we're in the United States here, so we've been bombarded with two very different stories that have been going on in our society now for the last 60, 70, 80, 90 days, real intense stories. And and on one side, you got a group that wants one thing, and on the other side of the group, you got another group that wants the other thing. So the group that wants what it wants is having a hard time telling the other group that they should join. And the group on the other side is trying to tell the other side that they should join them. And so in this messaging, it all of a sudden it becomes, well, what's the key here? Well, the key here is, who are we talking to? Because what we have to find out is who we're talking to and what do they need or what do they want. So I'm a business guy. I've operated on these formulas for a number of years. So, in the first step of any endeavor, the first thing you have to do is make yourself known and find out what's needed and wanted. You got to set up that communication line with somebody because our business doesn't work unless you have somebody to talk to. If you don't have anybody to talk to, it doesn't work. And you can talk to yourself all day. You can I spent weeks writing plans that never got executed. I have done all kinds of goofy things, and I'm doing this program right now, and I'm all of a sudden forced to execute and do things that are going to create potential results. So, what are we trying to do here? Well, we're trying to build a business. We're trying to recruit distributors. I was doing this, I'm doing, did some research. Wellnesshome.com is not taken by anybody. So the cost to get wellnesshome.com is between $15,000 and $25,000 if you want that website. But guess what website Dave got? Getmywellnesshome.com. So guess what Dave's going to be promoting and advertising and going after in the sense of reaching out to the public, because that's what marketing is telling me to do. It's telling me that you've got to get out there and get in front of as many faces as you possibly can, because it's like going fishing. And I'm talking about me because I don't have the warm market anymore. They're all gone, dead, whatever, no longer in the position. So I got to find a new audience. But what I do understand is that when somebody new comes in, they've got the right market to go talk to, and that's the warm market. See, this is a warm market business. So it's a two-pronged process for guys like me. Now, there may be some of you on this call that are like me, that have run out of their warm market, are looking for new people, are advertising, promoting, got stuff going on the internet, social media, all that sort of stuff. But the key to that is the messaging that's put across. So this was the big problem I found 5 years ago. It was the inability to communicate so that the person on the other side could see and understand what you were saying so they could think about it and apply it to their situation in life. So again, it's like Michael said, and this is so, if we start pushing products on people, we don't even know if they need the product. We think they might need the product, but they don't know. What if they don't need the product? What if they're taking another product? What if they got something that they like? And it's all of this stuff. So we ended up beating our heads over trying to convince them to do our product. We don't even know what they need or want. So to simplify this and dumb it down a little bit, the one thing I found in 1990 when I got started with this business was that if I could find somebody like me who needed what I wanted, then the conversation went lickety-split. The conversation went in the right direction. We sat down. We would think of, we'd strategize, we'd plan, we'd do everything because we're both on the same page. And so step one in my books is to find, and here's one of the things that I developed in my program that I push out there and talk about is the sense you've got to nail down where you're going, your plan. It's got to be detailed. You got to have it in a picture. You got to talk about it so that the person that you're talking to will identify.
Pause right there, Dave. Pause right there, because I had this conversation with Madeline today.
Okay.
And she was talking about other colleagues and so forth. And I said, well, if I was invited to the conversation, the first question I would ask them is, what are you inviting them to? In other words, what you're saying, Dave, where are you going that I should be invited to go with you? Like, where are we going here? And if you don't have an objective, if you don't have a goal, if you don't have a vision for the future, if you don't have a plan to get there, why would anybody in their right mind want to be a part of it? So this comes right back to, where are you going, and where are you going in a hurry? Because success loves speed, not slow. Where are you going in a hurry that anybody should either step aside or come along? Lead follower, get the hell out of my way.
To add to that, Michael, what was so fascinating about my podcast, I don't know when the podcast is going to be aired, but it was recorded today. The guy on the call is extremely successful, and is known the world over, and all of that kind of stuff. But he read my bio and what I'd put in my bio to be on his podcast, and that story got him excited and motivated, and that was the key. Now he put me on there, and he says, the tagline at the end is, "I've got a website called Be Smarter with Dave." And so they go to that Be Smarter with Dave, and then they get a free download, and they get the door opens, and we start the conversation. They book an appointment, all this rickety do. And so his name was Dave Meltzer. So I said, "Well, Dave, if they want to reach me, they can go to Be Smarter with Dave." And he said, "God, I love." Be Smarter with Dave. Yes, absolutely, Be Smarter with Dave. And if you want more information, Be Smarter with Dave. Call this guy. He's going to show you what. And so again, it's the same message of, when you run into somebody that wants to do what you want, the enthusiasm, the emotion, we talked about this, the affinity, the reality, the communication, the understanding, all increases big time. And that's where we make strides. So it's kind of like, okay, so we've got the same people on this call that we've had on this call for now since we started this program. And maybe there's one or two new people that have gone through the exercise, but let's look at it from a different viewpoint. You bring on a new distributor to this, and there's nobody else on here but that one person. How do they feel? See, we need to get action. We need to get this group should go to 50 to 100 to 200 people in the next 30 to 60 days. That's how we've got to think. So we got to think in the sense, well, what can I do to contribute to that? And again, it comes down to your story, your goal, your objective. So the goal that you set tonight has got to be significant. It's got to be up there. It's got to be realistic, and it's got to be something that you can go do, because it's only going to come about if you do things. And so again, I kind of come back to my goal. So I have 3 or 4 of them for this month. One is to find 2 new distributors. Some is to do 4 or 5 more podcasts. The other one is to develop my funnel on the wellness home and get it out there. So that I'm good, because there are lots of people that have tons of money that are looking to spend for Christmas. And I want to get out there and make myself known. But I'm also going to talk to them about the opportunity that they can buy it at wholesale prices. Call Dave to find out. And there's the distributor. So anyway, that's my goal. That's where I'm shooting.
Let me piggyback on that, Dave, just so that we can generalize this so everybody else can have their own shot at having a brand and having social media and so forth. Because we don't all have the means or the desire to hire somebody to give us that, but we can all learn from this and apply. So one of the things I posted earlier this week, I think it was, or maybe late last week, was something that I registered for, because Eric is a good guy and he runs a tight ship. Eric Worre's got a Go Branding Challenge, which is free, and it's 2 days of learning how to establish yourself as a brand, which in our business is exactly what Dave is doing and what we all ought to be doing as leaders in our industry, establishing your brand. So that's you can go to goprogranding.com if you want to register for that. It's November 11th through 13. There's 3 days. The last day is exclusive to those who upgrade for like $47 or something like that. So good idea. Great idea for me. Nikan is dropping our new websites tomorrow. Those new websites, PWPs, our new pages, are supposed to help us with the process of being able to be more as it was explained to me more recently, was this is kind of everybody's chance to step into e-commerce. How? The website is a funnel itself. So the second you send somebody to this thing, you begin a process. It's a funnel. You're not going to send people who are necessarily familiar with Nikan unless you're sending them for something specific, in which case, because it's a new website And because we have the questionnaire on it, I would be sending all my contacts, everybody. There's an excuse now for you to use the language that we heard earlier and an invitation to go check out your new website and take this quiz. So this is a real opportunity for you to connect with people en masse. We can use the month of November as the month to introduce and reintroduce
Messages.
a whole
Edit button.
lot of people to our new website and specifically to the questionnaire on it. That'll help them evaluate how they feel and if they'd like to feel good or better. So that's why that has been designed the way it has been designed. It's a funnel to lead people in a way that's more conducive to the marketplace. People don't know what a wellness home is yet, but they do know they want to sleep better or they want to feel better or they want to. So it starts with outside in thinking. Where are they coming from before we get them to where we're coming from? And there's a point where they converge, and that point of convergence is the wellness home. So whether it's the wellness home opportunity or the wellness home product, that's the point of convergence. So your website will be an opportunity for you, an excuse for you to reconnect with people or just to connect with people and say, check this out, take the quiz, let's see where you are, how you rate, and then you can have that conversation. If you're prospecting a family, have all the members of the family take the quiz. Why? Well, when they go shopping for their wellness home and they've got Timmy who needs a new pillow and Susie who needs a new comforter and the whole family wants the waterfall. Now you got a shopping list. Capiche? So there's an opportunity. With respect to, I just want to throw this out there.
Mike, I need to underline something before you go to the next thing. I just am excited about this, guys. And when he was saying, you know, have the family members, have the husband or the other people in the family get started or take this test and see where they are health-wise and what their focus needs to be. This is exciting. This is really great. So what you want to do is people that are already in go, you know, I know you get this and that, but, you know, here, let's just check it out for yourself, see where you rate, what Nick can rate you as, and then share it with your family members, cousins, people like that. And then what you want to know and what you want to address with your consultants is that anybody that gets that link is in your website, is in your back office. That funnel has started. And no one is going to exit out of your back office from there. And that's where we have to reiterate the trust, underline the fact that this is us, these are our people, and that avenue, you know, that funnel has started, like, you know, and they're not going anywhere and they're staying in there. And that's what we want to say with our consultants. Take the test, check it out, get familiar with it, see where it dumps you out to, and then invite your people, your customers to do the same with their spouses. A lot of people, you know, we got to admit, guys, 80% of us in consultant land are women and 20% are men. So get the women to get their husbands, and then we'll get the men to talk to wake up and catch the vision of the business, right? So then there's a different type of collaboration going on there. But I just think it's an excitement. It's fresh. It looks great. It's got great ideas, and it's a new way to open doors with people. And I just wanted to reiterate that we need
No, that's good. And to pick up on that, Thursday night, we have a training at 6 p.m. Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern for social media. So you're going to learn how to take the story, how to take this new website, this quiz, and start communicating it using your own social media channels that you have, or if you don't, how to go ahead and get that started. This is all about getting exposure. If what Jeannie said is, well, out of the 3 people I sent something to, 1 responded. If we got 1 in 3 of everybody's eyeballs see what we are doing, That's going to create an inflow of new people who want to know more. And do we have a place to take them? Do we have a way to have them evaluate Nikken in a very efficient manner now? Do we have that?
Yes.
Yeah, we do. And then when they come onto this call and they meet other members of the Nikken team and they start hearing the conversation and the energy goes up, you see what can happen. It's combustion. We hit what's called critical mass. When you hit critical mass, nothing can stop this. Leo,
Hi guys, and put my goal to the November on the chat. You see it
let's see it.
first? Yes. 3 new executive and 2 new silver
3 new executives, 2 new silvers is your goal for
this
the
month.
month of November. How
Yes,
come I don't
and
see that? Where is it?
and put in November
You got to hit the enter.
WhatsApp.
Oh, on WhatsApp.
On
Yeah.
I'm looking on the chat, on
Well,
the
yeah,
Zoom
WhatsApp,
chat.
WhatsApp group.
Okay,
That's
sorry,
what I
on the
said.
WhatsApp group. All right,
And
excellent.
second thing, I want to say welcome, a warm welcome to my new consultant, Flore Haifon. She's from Peru, but she's married a French guy from Quebec. Okay. I met her 2 weeks ago, and she's brand new senior, and she go back to Peru and she speak 3 language, Spanish, English, of course, and
Wow.
French. Down Flore is iPhone. If you want to say thank you, welcome to her.
Welcome, Floor.
Yeah.
Hey,
she-
listen,
she-
what I heard today, Floor, I'm not really allowed to talk about, but what I can tell you, what I learned today about what March is going to bring, will make it so nice for you to be able to do Nikken everywhere you're going to be. You have contacts, a seamless, beautiful way to communicate in all the languages that are native to your contacts, all under one umbrella. So, yeah, you want to get busy right now, Floor, and get things running because when that comes around, your business could absolutely explode. So yeah, very exciting. Congratulations, Leo. Floor, stick around and
Thank
and
you.
yeah,
Thank you so much.
pleasure. I
And
hope Leo, why don't you introduce us on a call? Like, let's do an ABC. I'd like to meet Floor.
Flore.
Okay,
Yeah, has.
There you are.
Yes.
I'm right here.
Hello, Floor. Okay, so here is where. Are you in Quebec as well right now?
I'm in Quebec, yes.
Okay, fantastic. And you're originally from Peru.
Yes. But
And you-
raised in New York.
Oh, okay. Yeah, quite a combination. So worldly.
Yes.
Fantastic. Well, everybody, Floor, this is everybody. Everybody, this is Floor. And
Hi.
we're all
Hi,
over the
everybody.
place. We're everything
Yeah.
from Toronto to
Ohio.
Vancouver to Ohio to Chicago to where else are we? Cheryl, where are you at? Atlanta?
Arizona.
Okay.
I'm in
so-
Berwick, Pennsylvania.
Hello.
She's received the order today.
Welcome, Flora.
I got the order.
And we're a
Fantastic.
skeleton crew. We're normally closer to, yeah, I think 60 or 70, but because of the election tomorrow, a few people are manning the polls at 5 a.m. So a lot of us are on. Yeah.
Well, we look
Okay.
forward to working with you, Flora, and meeting some of the people you want to introduce to Nikken as well. I'm sure Leo will give you all the tips, and he'll connect us so that you and I can have a direct connection as well.
Okay, no problem.
Good.
Can't
good.
wait.
Welcome.
Excellent.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you. So, okay, so let's get to it. How about we make some goals here, set some goals here. This is the month of November. Traditionally, this is a really good month. Let me just add a couple of things here. So maybe you guys know better than I do. I also read that on the Nikken page that as of January, the credits that we get for purchases in December will be the coupons that we get for the 10% for any purchases in November, which, by the way, Flora, you also get 10% credit for what your purchases are in November and December. You get a coupon, so you can use that coupon in December, whatever's purchased in November, and whatever's purchased in December, you can use the coupon I'm not sure if it's in January or what it is, but I know that as of January, there's a new feature on our back office that I have been waiting for forever. We finally have the e-wallet working. What that means is so huge, I can't even begin to tell you. It means the beginning of a loyalty program where we'll be able to create rewards and incentives, and they'll show up as credits in their e-wallet that they can go and use to shop and so on. So it's a huge feature going forward for customer retention, for incentives. I've even made the request that if I want to be able to purchase gift cards and things like that, I should be able to do it through the e-wallet. So that'll be coming down the pike, I'm sure, as well. So my Christmas shopping will be really simple, even easier than it is right now, where I just have to let them shop for themselves, get what they want rather than what I want for them. So yeah, this is all stuff that's coming. So 2025 is lining up to be the year that Nikken goes global, meaning they centralize and globalize all systems and operations under one IT, one roof. If you're going to take this company to the next level, you have to have the foundation. You have to have the horsepower. You got to have the wheels on. You got to have, everything's got to be ready for that car to go. And that's what Nikken has been working on for the last 2 years, is to put the pieces together that make it possible to really ramp this thing up. So when Nikken says their goal is to double in size in the next 24 months, they mean it. Well, how do I know? Because they're demonstrating it by their actions. Their fulfillment facilities that they just moved into is so that they can double production. So put that together, and now you can actually legitimately go to somebody and say to them what we were talking about earlier. We're pioneering the introduction of this new company and technology in North America. The slide that I'm developing will be something that I'll be sharing as soon as I get the final numbers from Nikken, which says we've done pretty good for the first 35 years, but wait till you see what comes in the next 35 years with this acceleration due to technology, due to all of us having new technology, our front office, our back office, our social media presence, and people like Flora, who have probably a better understanding of social media than most of us. As Gen X and Gen Y and Gen Z start to jump in on Nikken, you're going to start to see an acceleration. So do you want those people in your downline is the only question I have for you tonight. So get to it. Set a goal.
Absolutely.
So if you do want to participate this month in the calls that Dave and I handle on Thursdays, that's really what that channel, group chat is about. It's so that we can schedule our Thursday nights, because those are custom calls.
Show me the money.
The Show Me the Money call, the launch call, that call is custom to the person you bring. So it's a really powerful ABC is what it is, a supercharged ABC that's 100% focused on answering the questions that they have as it relates to the Nikken income opportunity. So we want to know who's coming, and so that when you're a member of that group chat, then you will let us know if you've got a guest coming and so forth. We'll let you know if the call's scheduled or not. So I don't have any more to add. Well, there is one other thing. So here's the idea. This new KVB, have you guys tried it yet?
It's delicious.
Yes.
Hands down. I tried it at convention. They gave me a little thing to sip because they wanted to film my reaction. But it was just a real quick thing. I was exhausted, so it was like the last thing I wanted to do at that moment. Anyway, my daughter made it for me yesterday, and we had a taste of it. And I don't know what she put blueberries and stuff, whatever. She souped it up. But I'll tell you, this thing was so damn good. I literally took my finger and started cleaning the glass as far as I could. I've never done that before. It was delicious. This thing is really good. So here's the idea. Those little pouches, those little packs, 15-day. If you've got some people who've maybe purchased a sleep system, or customers that are like top of the list on your list, and you want to get them on a KVB auto ship, think about this as a business investment. Today it's all free shipping, right? Why don't you get some of these things in your house and make an offer to those customers to, hey, I'd like to get you to sample this on me. It's new, it's exciting, it's tastes absolutely fantastic, and it's an incredible food supplement or meal replacement. It's my gift to you. Try it. I want your opinion. Promise me you'll take it every day for the next 15 days and we'll talk. Then you can convert that person to an auto ship. So it may be a little bit more pricey, but like I said, if you did this for your top 5 customers, the ones that really have produced the most and continue to be loyal, then what you have is a way to generate maybe 5 new auto ships that will more than pay for themselves in the years to come. And this product is that good. It really is. Not only good for you, but it's absolutely delicious. So, yeah,
I sent one to my sister. She bought another comforter. So, it's that good. Everybody loves it, and it's worth sending it to people because I know they're going to keep going.
if they love the brand, they love the brand, they trust the brand. If they've tried the products, they love the brand, they're going to trust the brand. When they love the taste of this thing, they're going to want it. And especially if they know how good it is for them. The ingredients are stellar. So we got a lot of good things going in the right direction, guys. What we need to now is shout from the mountaintops, from the rooftops, that we got it going on here. If somebody's really in need and has a desire, this is the place to build. And because the market is unsaturated, they don't know we exist and we have a unique offer. I mean, who else has a Nikken Wellness Home? Who else has a total approach to wellness like we do? We're the one-stop shop. So we got something very unique to put out there. We need some people who want to be part of something unique. So that's it for me. It's 8:58. Anybody else want to wrap before we wrap? Any final comments or any announcements that I missed? All right. Send your goals in. Send your goals in. Be public about it, guys. When you're public about your goals, I mean public in the sense of our community, then you're putting it, you're putting it out there. You're saying, hey, I'm going to publicly announce this is what I'm doing. Be public about it. If you want to be a little bit more private, register on the chat. It's called, again, you can find the link called plugin. Click on that plugin in the document, that PDF document called Mining for Diamonds, and then it'll drive you straight to the November We Accelerate team. November We Accelerate team. That's the business chat for driving our goals.
HBM is this weekend. The online HBM is this weekend.
Are you asking or are you telling?
No, it is. You
Okay.
said announcements. It is this
Okay.
weekend,
Dave?
10 o'clock Pacific.
Yeah, so I didn't answer the question earlier about the videos. So there were the first 3 videos, which were intro videos, and take a look, and then a second look, then a third look. The 4 series, 4A, B, C, D, have been released. There's still 2 more, E and F, are kind of like a drip education over and over and over again of the same stuff. So it's part of a funnel system in the sense of you got somebody that you're trying to educate, send them the video, they'll get a little bit more, send the next video. What we're seeing is what's next is the question that comes back. What's next? So they like it, what's next? They like it, what's next? They like it, what's next? So I'll release the E and F in the next couple of days, and then that'll be complete. And this is not about my story or anybody's story. This is just the facts, so that somebody can learn what they have to look at and what's important to be involved with it. Thanks, Mike.
Just the facts, Dave.
Mining for Diamonds is on
I ate
WhatsApp,
all the
right?
candy. I had one trick-or-treater, so we had to eat the whole bag.
Sorry, Paul,
Mining for
yes.
Diamonds is on WhatsApp.
It's on WhatsApp. Yeah. It's a PDF document. It's been shared on the WhatsApp. Yeah. Paula, did you have a hand up?
Yes, I just wanted to know from Dave, what's the difference between 4A, 4B, 4C.
Why don't you watch them? Then you can tell us.
Oh, okay. No, I just wondered if they were sequential or
Yes.
Yes,
or
they're
just
just
different
sequential.
approaches.
No, they're
Yeah,
sequential.
different
Okay.
topics, different data, but they keep building on each other.
Okay.
Barbara, you were asking what you missed, and it was Mike reviewing that mining for diamonds.
Got it.
Okay. Thanks, everybody. Have a great, great start to your month. Write those goals. Write those goals. Thanks, everybody.
Good night.
Bye for
Thank
now.
you.
Mike and Dave, bye-bye.
Thank you.